Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the United Weekly Podcast, a podcast brought to you by DC United Latest. My name is Santiago, and I'm here with Olsen. Episode 4. Had a good, this is episode 4, 4 weeks of United Weekly. I think we're doing better and better every episode. Olsen, how are you feeling today?
Feeling great. Thank you all for tuning in today. We're excited to get this episode out as usual, and we've got a special guest on the show today. It is James.
Hello.
James is he runs the DC United Kingdom Instagram, and I believe you have a website too where you post a lot of news to that, right?
Yeah, I've got websites. I do my own podcast as well, so bit of a rivalry there.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I've actually not done much in terms of the podcast this year. I've been doing a bit more in terms of things like watch alongs. So giving my reaction as the game happens this year, which has been a nice little change of pace, shall we say?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've got that and all the socials.
So yeah, if you guys want to check out DC UK, I'm sure you guys already follow. If you guys are watching us, you definitely follow DC United Kingdom. But we'll leave all his socials and all his links and everything down in the description below. If you're watching on Spotify, if you head over to our Instagram, we'll be posting clips of this where we'll leave his socials on there too. So there's a lot to talk. There's not a lot to talk about to this episode because we don't have a match breakdown of an MLS match. But we do have the Ethiopia match that is a little of a sore subject that there's not much to go on because there wasn't any footage of the game other than what DC posted on Instagram and then the full-time post. But we did lose. I believe it was 3-0, 3-0, right?
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on the Ethiopia line?
I mean, for me, very difficult to obviously track anything being on the other side of the pond, but I think I shared with the guys who I've got a little community as well on Discord and on Twitter, and I was like, does anybody actually care? There was barely limited any advertising, and it's just one of these friendly matches that is just for the local Ethiopian community, great.
Mm-hmm.
But for everybody else, it just feels like it's a bit of a cash grab in my book. And I knew from the get-go in these types of friendlies before, it's always been academy players, which is fantastic experience for them. They're younger players. I think there's some players that have been leaked out who turned up to the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to say that they've played a national team. But there was only, I think 5 first-team players in that game?
Yes, I believe they just. Yeah, I know for a fact they had June in as goalkeeper. They had who else did they have? Olsen, do you know? Do you remember?
They had Merle, Hopkins. I don't remember.
Farr played the second half, didn't he?
I believe so. Yes, I think he did.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. They had Merle, Hopkins, Kajima, Zuhir, and then June. And then they had Jordan Farr as the backup. And they had around 8 academy players on the bench. So definitely good experience for the young academy players. I wish they did a broadcast on it so we could take a look and see if there was any bright spots with those academy players. But I would have liked to see DC United win. I kind of wanted them to win, but again, like you said, James, it's not really a match that nobody really had any. There was no hype behind it, unless it was like the Ethiopian community. That was great, but for DC United, there wasn't that much hype around it.
No, I think the other thing, one player I did see play from the academy was Matai Akambone's brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did so because I follow Matai and I follow his dad as well on Instagram, and he posted up photos of his brother wearing the number 45 shirt.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, just remember that. I remember seeing that before we started doing this show. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
That's nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe he follow in his brother's footsteps, and maybe DC United will keep him longer than they did with Matai.
Yeah, but he's doing great over in Bournemouth. He's doing great. So
definitely
keep doing things like that. Bring the money in, bringing top players coming through, then that would be nice.
Yeah. Olsen, do you have any thoughts on the match?
Well, nothing else really. You guys took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say the exact same thing.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. All right. So next thing we want to talk about, we're gonna ask we have some questions for James. I'm sure some of the viewers have thoughts of, James is obviously from the United Kingdom and following an MLS team, different time zones, different style of everything, So Olsen, I know you had some questions for him too. Do you want to go ahead?
I'll start off. So first question, as a fan in the UK, what inspired you to start following DC United and really just MLS as a whole?
Yeah,
because it's while living overseas and all that,
Yeah, it's probably one of the most common questions I get asked, to be fair. So I'll try to make it as short a story as possible. But initially, I found out about DC United back in the 90s. So cast your mind back. You guys probably weren't. I haven't asked how old you guys are. And I don't think you guys look like you were born in the 90s.
No, we didn't. We weren't.
Well, I was born in the 80s, just to kind of show my age a little bit. But 1996, I was only 8 years old at that point. But my team that I follow here in the UK is Middlesbrough. And we sold a player to DC United in the summer of 96 by the name of Jaime Moreno.
Uh-huh.
So at that time, that was kind of my first introduction into DC United and the fact that soccer exists in America. Because at that time I was only 8 and I was like, oh, Americans play soccer, great, football. But I truly started following the team when Freddie Adu came around. So I play a game called Football Manager. You guys might have heard of it.
Definitely.
I'm sure many of your listeners will have heard of that game as well. Or if they follow me, they will have heard me mention about it multiple times. And I started playing as DC United on that. And I just kept going. And I started looking for clips online. And it just built up from there. And then in 2015, Sky Sports over here in the UK, the main sports broadcaster, they picked up the rights for MLS. So I was actually able to watch the games live. And then we got another broadcaster picked up the rights. So in 2018, when Rooney joined, there was bar 2, maybe 3 matches. Every single game was broadcast. So I was actually able to watch every single game.
Wow.
It was brilliant. It was absolutely phenomenal. And then obviously the MLS Apple TV deal, I subscribed to that. And it's just great just being able to watch every single game without any issues now. Previously, I used to VPN in onto the DC United website and actually able to listen to Dave. But yeah, these days it's just MLS Apple TV, and that's great.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely glad that MLS on Apple TV has made it a lot easier to watch all the games. I know I don't remember when was it, Olsen, but when we struggled to be able to watch any away games, or we had to pay for this service that we wanted to watch, and it wasn't great. And
that's having to be blackouts and stuff too.
Yeah,
that's just it always bothered me. That it's just, I know over here in the UK we've got a blackout for 3 p.m. Saturday kickoffs, for the Premier League anyway, and I know you guys are able to watch every single game, but obviously in America it's blackouts based on your geographic location, which just that blew me away. But yeah, I just used to use the VPN and just pretend I was in DC and I was able to watch the games on the website, and I was thankfully able to not miss out on much.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Listening to how it started off with Jaime Moreno coming in, and that's what started kind of your DC United, you being a DC United fan. And
yeah, and thankfully I've been lucky enough to make trips over to DC and actually be there as well in person, and actually caught three matches. I would love to catch them all, but it's not exactly the cheapest thing to do.
Definitely not the cheapest thing.
And I moved to the southwest of England. So I used to live in the northeast, which is where Middlesbrough is. And I used to be a season ticket holder from 95 to 2010. I moved down to the southwest, and the quality of the football down here is it's not good. It's League Two stroke non-league quality football, so it's pretty poor. And it got to the point where the last match I went to in DC, I'd seen more matches in the US than I had seen over here in the UK.
Oh wow!
Since I moved down to the southwest into that end of 2009. Weird, but I love MLS. I love watching the league. It's a fresh change, and it's just I just love the uniqueness of it all. And
it has its own style of play, different.
The style of play, and the big thing for me is you don't get the same team winning the league twice in a row.
Mm-hmm.
The last time that happened, I think it was SKC. I think off the top of my head,
you might have. I think you might be right.
And I don't think there's ever been a team that's won it 3 times or more in a row, and that's fantastic. Because over here in the UK, you've got your Man Cities, you've got your Man Uniteds who've won the leagues back to back to back.
Yeah.
On more than one occasion. It just doesn't happen in MLS. I love it.
Yeah, no, definitely. MLS is definitely a different it's a different style. It's like like you said, it's a refresh compared to your European style of play, your South American style of play. It's kind of like it has mixtures of everything brought in, just the different players coming in. Yeah, definitely. I know what's it called? I do know DC United. I think they did win back to back in the 96 and 97, right? So
yes, back in the day. We many moons ago.
Back in when we were a top team. But hopefully hopefully DC United we'll get there soon. I think definitely a topic of conversation that we'll have later on in the episode with, I'm sure, a lot of our United chat questions tend to be about the owners and the change, and will DC ever get back there? So we'll see from there. Okay, I do have a question. I have one question.
Yeah.
So my first question is, what is it like to be a DC United fan from the UK? Like, how does a regular game day go? Because for us, it starts at 7:30.
That's a great question. So for me, generally on a match day, because the typical kickoff is for me 12:30. Well, 12:39 if we're going to be precise, because it's never the advertised kickoff time. So I mean, I'll put the kids to bed at like 7:30ish in the evening. Sit down, have some food and whatever. Then I will gather some drinks together. I'll have a few beers, ready and waiting. I'll make sure all my stream is set up for the watch along. That'll do. I've not actually done that for a little while. I've not done much because I've had a hip injury recently, and it's just knocked me for 6. Then get the stream ready. I'll make sure Apple TV is on. I'll sit down and I'll watch the pre-game show, because I actually quite enjoy watching that. It's not bad just to have a little chill to that. And then I'll just get the game on. I'll watch the match. And then, depending on how we've done, how I'm feeling, I will sit in the post-match press conference as well, which is very, very cool. Just to be able to hear what the gaffer's got to say about the game, how it's gone down. And then head to bed, which is usually between sort of 3 and half 3 a.m. And then I'll be up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock the next day.
That's not that much sleep. But
it can get tiring. I don't stay up for things like the 1:30 kickoffs, because that's kind of a very awkward time, because I'll be up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, most days anyway. That extra hour is just a bit of a killer. If we've got like a West Coast game, I will probably go to sleep beforehand and then get up, and then I'll be up for the rest of the day.
Gotcha. That was about to ask that one, just because we've had some late kickoffs, sometimes like that.
Yeah, I think the ones that I generally will do that for is things like LA games, Vancouver, that far over. The Nashville kind of games, the Houston Dynamo games. Those are the ones that I just write off, and the midweek games as well. I won't bother doing those because work and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, the weekend games, if it's a 12:30 kickoff for me, then it's fine. I will say though, this year, the first half of the season, we've had quite a lot of earlier kickoffs, I've noticed, which was such a nice change.
Yeah.
There's been I think a couple of where it's been like 9:30 for me, 10:30. And I know the last 2 games of the season, the penultimate game is a 7:30 kickoff for me, which is, I might even let my little boy stay up and watch that one. Because even though he's only 5 years old, he watches all of the highlights.
He does. Wow.
He does, and he's been in the back garden today, doing some football, and he's pretending to be a DC United player.
That's great. That's great to hear.
We love that. We love that.
That's that. I absolutely love that, and I've got a few friends over here as well, who stay up and watch the matches or take a keen interest in what we're doing. But yeah, for me, that's kind of how my match day kind of rolls around.
That's definitely that is interesting. It's I never really thought about it until I came across your platform early on. I always thought it was like, for us it's just 7:30 after dinner or before, during dinner or something like that. We turn the game on, and then the game ends around 10 something. And if it's a home game, most of the time Olsen and I are going to be there. But especially now, how is it like? Are you more like, do you still watch? Are you still excited to watch these games, or like staying up and committing to saying that later?
I'll be honest, it's been a while. It's been over a month since I've watched the game live, just because of how bad it's been recently.
It's terrible.
The form's been awful. As I just said before, I've got this hip injury, which it makes me really tired when it gets to the end of the day. And when it gets to like 9:30, 10 o'clock, most of the time I'm just passed out on the sofa, and I'm just like, I just can't stay awake. But yeah, there's been that, and the form's just been terrible, so the motivation quite hasn't been there. But I'll still watch the highlights, and that I will do. I mean, actually, you guys reaching out has just given me that little bit of an extra motivation to start getting back into it. So what we've got a game this weekend, haven't we? Is it this weekend?
Yes, on Saturday against New England.
Yeah. So to be fair, I'll probably start setting up again and watching the matches again, because it'll be good to get myself back into it.
Yeah.
As I might be the good omen, and we need to turn our form around.
Yeah, maybe it is.
I might bring some magic luck to us.
Maybe, yeah. Hopefully that works, because then we can start actually winning games, or at least tying it at this point.
Yeah, there's been a lot of 2-1s recently.
Been a lot
of 2-1s.
Olsen, did you have a question for him?
Oh yes, there was one more. Cool. Since becoming a fan of DC United, who has been your favorite player over the course of the years since you've been supporting the team?
Ooh,
it's very.
Someone asked us
to think of it.
Yeah, someone asked us this question a while ago for us on United Chat, and it stumped us.
Yeah, I don't know how I can actually. It's different for me. I'll always go back and say this. It's difficult to have one favorite player over the years, because you've got different eras and different way and styles of players. And I always remember one of the first players I used to love using on Football Manager and seeing the clips was Caranta. I loved him. Okay. Obviously, Freddie Adu as well.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't with us for all that long. then you've got the likes of Ben Olsen and Jaime Moreno. I've got to have Jaime Moreno in there because of the link with my team over here in the UK. And I would probably say more recently, I mean, I've loved watching Benteke play. I think he's been way better than I expected, considering how he was at Liverpool and how he was at Crystal Palace as well. He wasn't great there in those two teams. So it's been great to see him shine. I loved seeing Rooney play, especially him and Lucho Acosta. They were great together.
That was a
One
great
of the best duos of all time. Yeah.
I know, just that play. It's just one of the craziest moments I will ever remember, because I remember being downstairs in my living room watching that live, and I just know my wife is upstairs fast asleep and seeing that going, and I was like, if I scream and shout, she's going to wake up. She's going to absolutely kill me, and I just can't do anything. And I was like, just running around the room, I used to like Nick DeLeon as well.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Until he decided to be anti-vaxxer. I don't know whether you guys knew about that.
I did not know about the anti-vax thing.
Yeah, he's a bit strange for that. I never understood that, but hey, each to their own. But he was good to watch. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else who I've learned. Obviously, Ben. Yeah, I think I mentioned Ben Olsen as well.
Yeah, it's Olsen's favorite player. I mean, it's pretty given since his.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the kind of players that I've enjoyed over the years. There's probably someone who is probably just, I should be screaming and shouting, and there's probably people out there like, why haven't you said this guy? But yeah, that's who I'm going to go with.
Gotcha. So how about from the team that we have now?
Bill Hamid. I forgot about him.
Bill Hamid. Oh yes, that's.
I had him on my podcast.
Oh really?
Yeah, that was, I fanboyed quite hard. Being a goalkeeper myself, when I'm playing, and having him on the podcast, I was just like, this is just madness that I've got him on. Yeah, that was a great episode. And another guy, Russell Knaus. He was on my show 6 times, I think it was in the end.
Oh wow.
And the last episode I did with him, we talked about his ulcerative colitis condition. And I will have, and always will have, the utmost respect for him for coming on and talking about that and sharing his story. Because I actually had a lot of people reach out to me saying, I didn't realize that was that. I've got this. It's actually helped me a lot as well. I was like,
it's really good.
Great guy. Shame couldn't continue.
Yeah, definitely.
That extra contract, I would have loved to have seen him play for another year.
Definitely. I remember when he was out for a while due to the surgeries and everything, and he had that one. I think he had that one game, his first game back. I remember seeing, and man, that was a different Canals. That was a crazy. He just, you could tell that he was so happy to be back on that field, and he was hungry.
Yeah, I think that was the game where everyone just held up the number 6, and
I believe so. Yeah.
He revealed he was having his number changed on my show.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was the 2023. I think he changed it. And I had him on the show, and just before we wrapped up, he's like, "Just got one last thing to say," and it's like, "I'm not going to be number 4 anymore." I was like, "Ooh, oh, okay." I was like, I'm going to be number 6. So that was the first time he's revealed that he was going to be the number 6 for DC rather than number 4. So
that's pretty cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
definitely, we're definitely hoping to get some DC United players coming on to this podcast. So that's good to hear that they're
they're absolutely amazing. They're always willing to do stuff like this, and especially if they're out there listening, then they're more than happy to do stuff like this. They're happy to spend half an hour or whatever chatting about football and stuff. So yeah, if you need contact details, let me know.
Definitely, we'll talk about that. All right, so I do have one more question, and I believe you may have already answered this one, but out of all of the DCU games that you've watched, what was your favorite moment? Watching DC United, it could be a play or anything.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to talk about plays, it's definitely going to be that play.
Yeah,
as mentioned before, that was phenomenal, and I think otherwise, other matches, I remember the first sort of home Audi Field playoff match against Columbus Crew. The atmosphere was unreal.
Yeah,
that was unbelievable, and I remember staying up watching that game, and it was going all the way to penalties, and I was like looking at the watch, and I'm like, come on, look at the time. I've got to go to bed at some point. And then I was like, I think it got to 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like,
oh wow,
there's no point. I'm at work in a few hours. I'll just stay up. That was a long day. But I always remember the first match that I got to in person. That was one heck of a trip because I was out in Orlando for a family holiday. It's the first time gone to the US, and I remember asking my dad, because he was the one who paid for the trip and everything, and I went, "Do you mind if me and my wife go up to DC for a few days?" It's like, yeah. It's like, I've looked at the fixtures. DC United are playing at home. They're playing Philadelphia Union. It's like, yeah, go for it. I was like, one last thing. It's on your birthday. It was like, yeah, go on, do it. When else was I going to absolutely get that opportunity to do that? So
yeah.
So went over. It must have been. And I've got to quickly work this out because you guys work in a different temperature. 39C in Fahrenheit. It was about 100 degrees.
Oh,
it was a warm one, and this was in the evening as well. So we lost 2-0, but the result didn't matter. It was the experience of going to the game, sitting in the stadium. I was at the opposite end of the Chico stand, and we got a photo taken, and it was got put up on the big screen as well, which is great.
Nice.
And it was just such a good atmosphere. We went to Screaming Eagles tailgate beforehand. They invited us over. Just the whole experience was phenomenal. That's why I started my whole thing. That experience just went, I need to give something back to DC United and show that there's people over here who are interested in the club and do something back for them. And then I followed back, going back in 2019. I went for my birthday. We played Montreal Impact when they were called the Impact, and then followed that up with the 2022 visit where I actually got to see the first goal live. It took me 3 visits. And it was,
wow.
And it was Edison Flores who scored the first goal that I got to see in person in a 2-2 draw against Toronto. So I've yet to see the team win in person.
Oh wow! So I feel like it's only DC United that would do that to you.
No one else would do that to me. But yeah, it's I want to get back out there soon, and that time we'll get the win.
So hopefully, DC, next time you go, maybe we could do a DC UK and DC United latest meetup, and hopefully DC can actually get the win for you to see their first win in person.
It would be nice.
Yeah, and it's really cool to hear that Edison Flores was the first goal that you got to witness. So a lot of people, actually nobody really knows, but Olsen and I were cousins, and we're actually from Peru. We have our family's from Peru. So
cool.
Edison Flores being from Peru, that was really cool to see him there. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out for him. Wasn't the best, but
no, not everyone can be.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to go into the MLS and change your style of play, especially with I think Hernan Losada, who was the coach at that time. He didn't put him Flores at his natural position.
He did not play him. He didn't play him right.
So it's
Did
just
he play anywhere naturally?
no. He just so I think what a lot of people expected him to do was to score goals. And Edison Flores, he can score goals, but he was at that time. He's more of a creating the chances, being the assist guy.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. I was still happy. I got his jersey and everything, so that was pretty cool to have. But yeah, it's that we definitely have. You need to come back and hopefully maybe when DC United next season. Hopefully when we're better, new coach, some new players, maybe, and you can get a win.
Yeah,
before better. But yeah, that's all of my questions I had in terms of just DC being a fan from the United Kingdom and how your story is. Olsen, did you have another question?
That was all I've had.
Cool.
So nice to hear all those stories.
Yeah.
Cool to hear all that. I always wondered what it was like somebody who supported an MLS team living overseas.
And it's good to hear that I think you said that there's a little community that you have of DC United fans from the UK. And that's nice to hear that there's more fans supporting DC United from
And I said, I'm getting my little boy's into it now, and I'm sure he will tell his mates about it, and we'll just hopefully just continue growing.
Yeah.
But we need to start winning.
That's you need to start winning. That's the main way to get people to actually watch the team.
Yeah.
It's hard to get people to watch and support DC United if you look at their record or their past matches. We haven't won since Cincinnati.
It's been over 2 months since that game. I think since then we've only gotten 1 point. In like 10 games.
I think it's 1 point out of the last 24 we've got.
Oh my gosh.
It's like 9 games, 10 games. We've only gotten 1 point. It was 0-0 against Atlanta.
Makes me want to cry sometimes.
Yeah. And it's hard to see the club struggle so much when we do have the little bright spots of Peglao, Pirani, especially nowadays with Pirani, who we will talk about in a little bit. The other clubs are starting to see that, where the team Malmo has actually put in, I believe, 2 bids to try to get Pirani to their club, and DC has rejected them, which I don't know if that's because they want to keep him or if they want more money, but I have a feeling it's more money.
That's usually the case.
I would like to think it's because the new manager hasn't taken his seat yet.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think he will want to see how everyone does before any decisions are made on transfers.
Exactly. That's a good point.
I don't think that's the case. But that's what I want to think. That's what I'm telling myself.
That's what we're gonna start telling myself that too.
Yeah.
Just Pirani's been he's been great as of recently, and it's just you could see. I mean, I know other teams see it, but you could see that it's hard. It's tough being the bright spot when the team is just not performing at all.
Yeah.
Just to think Pirani being on a team that's actually winning games, maybe, and just how he'd be performing. But definitely, I hope we keep him. I hope DC finally stops the usual and just sells players that are doing good for us because they want money. And I hope the new coach coming in, Rene Weiler, I hope he sees that he brings a new style of play. We talked about that in a couple of episodes, a new style of European football where a lot of our players might actually succeed. Like, for example, Mati Peltola, he might succeed in that European style of play. Because from seeing him from the international matches, he's been playing better than what he does here.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's managed to figure out what his best play is at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But then not to say that Finland is a better team than DC United, but right now, I think he's got better players around him.
Mm-hmm.
That helps bring him on.
Yeah.
If you look at our back line at the moment, I don't think it's not very strong at all. I mean, you look at how many goals we're conceding right now. It's You play better when you're surrounded by better players.
Yeah.
So I think we need some heavy investment now, ready for next year.
Mm-hmm. And that's, I believe, one of the we made a post on that. One of the owners actually has one of the co-owners. He reiterated today, not today, but at a pre-match press conference, that his vision to build a championship team in the near future. I don't know if that's why is he saying shouldn't have that been the case?
That should just be given.
Yeah.
To me, and I think what's happened is at the last home match there was the sell the team chance going on. I think that's starting to get heard, and I think this was just saying it just to kind of maybe quieten down some of those kind of chants. But he's a minority owner as well. Corona, he's not got much in the way of say of what actually happens.
Exactly.
So I think he's just been put into that position just to say those words, and I don't think there's any meaningful substance behind them. I'm taking it with a huge grain of salt.
And that is sort of what it's been. It's just it's all talk. You never see anything actually. You never see any action.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what I've been saying.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm just, Levian, I feel like if we need to hear something, we need to hear from Levian, right?
Yeah.
And I think he's scared to show his face at Audi Field or to show anywhere, just because I'm sure he knows about, the sell the team chance. And then, what are your thoughts on the current situation with the owners? I know we haven't really. I know Olsen and I have talked about it in past episodes, but what would you do if? In this
I mean, I'm firmly behind the sell of the team, and that it pains me to say it because I don't like supporters forcing that way on how the club's run or anything. But the way the club's been run has been abysmal. If I'm putting it nicely, anyway, I could be a lot harsher about it. The amount of times I got reached out to by Swansea City fans, so Jason Levian and Steve Kaplan, they were owners of Swansea City over here in the UK as well.
Yeah, and
their fans were just, to say they weren't happy would be an understatement. And they're reaching out to me and saying, "How can you defend this?" I'm like, I can't. He doesn't really treat us in any special way. We don't. It's not like we get the investments like other MLS teams do. Granted, we do get investment, and I think a lot of that is forgotten. Actually, how much money gets put into the team. We're not the cheapest in terms of the salary by any stretch of the imagination, but it's money that's not in the right places. I mean, Christ, we're still playing for click.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the last straw for me. That whole trade to Atlanta United, where if I've got my thoughts right on that, if we'd waited 2 or 3 more days, we could have just waived him.
Yeah.
And we could have had that DP slot back, and we wouldn't have then had to have sold Ted Pietro.
Definitely not a good move from DC United there, because Cudi Pietro had a lot of potential, especially with the way he was playing for DC United at that time.
Yeah, so it's been a bit of, but I'm firmly behind getting rid of the owners. We need someone who's gonna at least talk to the fans.
Yeah, at least care about the fans, care about the team in terms of winning games. Like, that's what you need. We need an owner that wants to win games, wants to win a championship, and isn't just solely like I get it. Every owner is needs to focus on making money because they're not gonna invest in a team that's not gonna make money.
No, I think one of the things he said, I can't remember whether it was at the start of this season or start of last season, that in terms of spend and aims, middle of the table was their aim. It was kind of like, you don't say that.
Yeah, you don't. That's not something that should be said.
No. But yeah, I'm firmly behind getting some new owners in. Let's put it that way. Just not Saudi ones.
No, yeah, just not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of, Pirani, the owners, and then I think it's a good thing that there's the coach isn't in yet, because I feel like if we still had Troy Lesesne and a coach, I feel like Pirani probably would have been gone. They wouldn't have rejected those bids.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping Rene Weiler puts his foot down and be like, I need to see these players first. And I know for a fact Weiler is looking at the footage, looking at the games, and he sees Pirani, playing the way he's playing. And I hope he sees him as a player that we can build a team around, because if you surround Pirani, players like Peglao, players like Peltola, different players, Kojima, if you surround them against good caliber players, you're going to see those players succeed, and they're going to grow towards their potential of what, they can actually be good,
Yeah, I think Pirani needs to work out where his best position is on the pitch as well, because I think he's been dragged all over the place as well, especially under Lesesne. So as long as he gets consistent minutes in the same place, in the same style of play, then his confidence will grow, and we see what he's like when he's got confidence.
Yeah.
He's a great player.
He's a great player.
But when he doesn't have confidence, he disappears, and that's the bit that we need to avoid. Yeah. And as long as Rene can come in and just give him that confidence and have an arm around him when he's not doing so well, I think we'll get the best out of him.
Yeah. And you could definitely see those, those little points where you could see the confidence that Pirani had when he celebrated in front of Troy. Little bit of bad blood there, but we don't. And then, and I feel like Troy is definitely he definitely hid in that press conference that happened. He definitely hid what was actually going on. He was just, but again, another one where I believe was against Charlotte, where he did the L celebration too. And that's the, that confidence that's there. I love to see that. I love to see that style of play. Maybe not the bad blood between the coach, but
no. Yeah, he needs his confidence, and he needs to have that there all the time. And if we get that out of him, he could potentially go on and be our new Lucho Acosta.
I think that's definitely a really good, because that's a good analogy. As another player that I'd love to see the confidence and keep that confidence is Peglao too, because when he plays with confidence, he creates, he can score goals, and the connection those two Brazilians have is.
Yeah, what was it? The bicycle he scored?
Yeah. Yes, the Red Bulls.
That was beautiful. That was. He had a great game in that match.
Mm-hmm.
That was fantastic.
Remember the first goal too. He gave himself like his own assist. He headed it over the defender and ran behind.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That was an awesome game from him. And to be fair, a lot of the highlights and a lot of times that I watched the games this season, he's been great.
Mm-hmm.
He hadn't done, his stats weren't brilliant at his previous club. So I think there was a lot of questions, especially from the MLS armchair analysts and all that jazz. But I think he's done way better than expected.
Yeah, I can. When we announced that Peglao was joining the team, we have a little group chat, DC United latest group chat, and a lot of them they were confused because they didn't know if he was going to be good, and it was, I think a lot of them were saying, "Oh, we signed. Here's another Brazilian," because but it ended up working out pretty well. I think.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. After I saw him in that first game, I remember watching him first game that the first game of the season that he was on. I could tell that he was going to be pretty good. The way he played, he has that passion, that aggression that I like to see. So definitely something that to look forward to, especially hopefully in the future that Rene Weiler decides to keep them both and going from there.
Yeah.
Also, do you have anything you want to add on to the?
We talked mostly about it last episode, but again, building the team around them, giving them. You can't have them be the only ones leading the team. Because we haven't seen anybody else be that great. Obviously Benteke scored against Columbus, but there hasn't been much else. It's just been them. If we can have other players step up and bring them, that I guess help. I don't know if I want to call it help, but I guess sort of. Same thing, building around them. I can't quite put my finger on an exact word, but what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, that's. I think I think what we've talked about is definitely what is needed from the team, and hopefully that all ends up working out for the new coach coming in. And again, there's still no word on the visa and everything. Nothing. I've tried to look into it, but nothing.
No, I think the last thing I heard was Goff was saying that he should be ready in time for the New England game, but it's cutting it fine right now. And
we're kind of pretty close.
I think the US government have had a lot of layoffs in terms of the staff that would handle the visa situation.
Mm-hmm.
So the initial 2 weeks period to get the actual visa through is probably not going to be hit.
Yeah, a lot of people are. Hopefully, they're saying. I did hear the New England, and they're saying that maybe if that doesn't work out, which I don't think it will, it's looking like it's going to be the Montreal game.
Yeah, that's the next one.
Montreal or even Inter Miami, which is a tough game to start your first game.
I think you get a free pass on that one.
Yeah. Well, even though I think Messi has been injured. He just got injured.
Yeah, I saw that. So,
and they have
that one.
Yeah, I think it was a hamstring injury. And I've talked to some of the Inter Miami creators from the MLS content creators, and they kind of looked into it, and they say that maybe around 4 weeks of an injury time, just because of the hamstring and Messi's age. But again, there's no exact time frame with that, so maybe Messi won't make his appearance at Audi Field again for the past every single time he hasn't made.
Yeah.
You'll get all the people going, I paid so much money for this ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's football.
Yeah.
Injuries happen.
Yeah, I'm looking at I'm a season ticket member for DC United, so then I was looking, the resale value is like $250 right now. And I'm like, if he's not going to be there, maybe $250 might be pretty nice to have in the bank, and then I'll just watch it.
Just stay at home and put your feet up and watch it
if
you're on home.
But yeah, definitely something that we'll definitely talk about leading up to that match. Looking at how Inter Miami is going to line up against us, because that's such a difficult game for any team at this point, especially us. Who knows? Maybe we'll
double
pull
digit.
off. Maybe we'll pull off an FC Cincinnati miracle, and then just I don't know.
It's funny. I think I said it last episode, but it's funny how the last team we beat was like Cincinnati. They're like one of the best teams in the league, and they're the last team we beat. And then we just went on. A week later, we lost 7-1 to Chicago. Like Chicago is good, but they're not better than Cincy.
And then LA Galaxy, we lost.
Yeah.
Well, and then
It doesn't make sense.
if we lose to Montreal, that's
I'm done.
that's
Wooden
that's
spoon.
Yeah, and Olsen and we've talked. we're gonna do. We still don't know yet, so we're still trying to see what we're gonna do. But we're doing a forfeit if we get wooden spoon on the last episode before the season ends, which we were hoping isn't gonna happen. But of course, DC United, with their luck, they're gonna.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's. Man, it's tough being a DC United supporter, especially now. Well, not just now, for the past years. Just we've talked about it last time too. It's just every year. It's just we keep saying this is the worst one.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be, hopefully next season, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, it's. Records are meant to be broken, right?
Yeah, yes, they are. But we'll see. We'll actually let's talk about the predictions for the last what's it called for the rest of the season. Olsen, do you want to give us a little rundown of what games we have left?
Yes. So we've got 9 games left in MLS. So I'll go over the rest of the schedule.
All right, Olsen, did you want to? Can you give us a rundown of DC United, of the rest of the schedule for DC United?
Yep, we have got 9 games left this season, so I'll go over the rest of those. So next 2 are both away games at New England and Montreal. And then we're at home against Miami. We've talked about those already. And after that is away at New York City, at home against Orlando, and then away against Miami again just a month later. And 2 games at home against Philly and Charlotte, and then on decision day is at Atlanta. I don't know if we're going to win another game this year.
No. And that decision day will be deciding how are we finishing bottom of just the East or bottom of the entire supporters sheet. Yeah. I think that's the decision for us.
Yeah. Let's start with the most recent, the closest match to us, away at New England, DC United versus New England. What are you guys' score predictions? We can start with James. What about you?
Do we have to? I mean, let's put it this way. So I was looking at the standings. New England have only won 2 more games than us so far this season. So it's not like they are miles and miles ahead. They've lost 3 fewer games and drawn the same amount. So it could be worse. They've scored more and conceded fewer, which is not difficult against any of our stats. So I still think we're going to get beat. I think it's probably going to be a 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah. Safe bet.
I think I wanted to say 2-1, but
it's been a common result recently.
I'm gonna stick with 2-1 just because. Yeah, I'm gonna stay with 2-1.
Okay.
And I think either I think Benteke is gonna score if he plays. I think Benteke is gonna score.
Okay. I'm gonna go with 1-0. My side to New England. I think. Something's telling me that DC United, they're gonna play super good the whole game. They're gonna create a bunch of chances. They're gonna get a bunch of shots, and then like the 85th minute, New England's gonna score randomly, and they win late. I feel like that's what DC's gonna do here.
That sounds about. That's a pretty common thing. DC United controlling the game, and we decide to get scored on last minute. Yeah, fair. That's fair. That's fair. Well, yeah. Okay, so we all predict a loss for DC United there. Okay, for the Montreal game, I think this is maybe. I'm hoping, but Montreal is playing against DC United away. DC United's away. Let's start with Olsen. Olsen, what do you think?
It's hard because Montreal, they're technically worse than us, but I believe their goal difference is better. They have less goals conceded, more goals scored. But I'm gonna give the I can't believe that we lose this game. There's no way. I'm gonna give it a 1-1. I'll give it a 1-1 because I don't think we're gonna win, but I can't bear losing to Montreal. I'm gonna go with a 1-1, and I'll give a goal to I'll say Peglau gets one.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. This is a tough thing because like the team is worse than us, but is there a team really worse than DC United's form at the moment?
No, I mean the only teams below us are St. Louis, Montreal, and then the LA Galaxy, and we lost to the Galaxy.
And we lost to Galaxy, and I feel like if we play against St. Louis, we'd end up losing.
We probably would, yeah.
They just started turning it around, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
So
then,
the one thing that we've got going in our favor is Montreal's home record is abysmal. That's the only thing, and we tend to do quite well in Montreal.
Yeah, I have noticed that.
So we could sneak in a 1-0 win here, but I'm probably going to side with you, Olsen, and say 1-1.
Okay.
1-1. Okay, so we have 2 1-1s. Okay, I'm gonna be optimistic here. DC United's gonna come out. Listen, hear me out. This is how it's gonna work. DC United is gonna come on field. We're gonna play a little first half. It's gonna be 0-0, and then Pirani is gonna decide that he's the next Messi. He's gonna score 3 goals.
3 goals.
No,
What have you been drinking?
Not a crazy take.
No, I think I'm gonna go. Not maybe that 3. I think I'm gonna stick. I think DC's gonna pull it off. I think we're gonna surprise. Not really surprised because it's expected that we should win this. I guess because we're above them, maybe. I don't know, but I'm gonna go with a 2-0 win to DC.
Okay. Spoon Derby.
Yeah, I think DC United doesn't want to be last. Hopefully.
I'm just gonna pull up before you move on. Montreal's next fixture, because this will tell us whether they are actually going to be above us or below us.
Oh, true. That is very true.
So they've got Atlanta United at home. They could pull that off.
Okay. Yeah, Atlanta's not. Yeah, they're not at their best this year. I think they're only 1 spot above us.
Yeah. Atlanta have been very poor this year. But
so we tied.
Not been great recently at all. Over the last
if they get a point, I think they go above us.
Montreal. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Well, hang on. Because
depends on the
weird. It doesn't go on goal difference first. I think it goes on games won.
Yeah, we both have 4 games won.
So then it would be goal difference. So yeah, then
they have a better goal difference. They have less goals conceded, more goals scored.
Yeah,
at least for now.
Yeah, so by the end of the weekend, we could be nicely bottom. Sorry to bring that into play.
Yeah. I think they got it. Well, I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna give them 2-0 win.
I like it.
I think Pirani's gonna score 1. And I have a feeling, haven't seen him on the score sheet in a while. I think if he plays, if he's on the team, Jose Kojima is gonna score a goal.
Kojima, yeah, I like to see him score.
I like to see him.
I like him. Yeah. He's certainly been probably our signing of the season.
Yeah, we've talked about it in previous episodes before. Mm-hmm. He's been good.
Yeah,
he's love to see him score.
He's a great player on the field. He has a good potential, and he's a great player off the field. All the fans love him. Everybody loves him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think I'd be very happy to see Kojima score.
Definitely.
Sure.
All right. Next game is we're playing away again. Oh no, sorry. Miami. We're going. It's Miami at home.
Yeah, Miami at home.
I think we might be all able to agree on the result of this match.
Yeah, it's just by how many.
It's just by how many.
You know what? I'm going to go left field. 2-2.
2-2.
And Take is going to have the game of his life.
Yeah, comeback game.
I can see that. I can see the 2-2.
Yeah, especially now that they're probably missing Messi
Yeah.
for that match.
But they do have Suarez.
And so Suarez,
They
everything.
do
Jordi
have-
Alba.
yeah.
And now they have DePaul, Rodrigo
Oh,
DePaul,
yeah.
I forgot about him.
who decided to go crazy. I think in the last game that he's played, he had
Yeah, and
2
they've still got
assists or something.
Jordi Alba, Sergio Tea and Biscuits. Yeah. Actually, I'm rethinking my 2-2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, last time that Messi wasn't there, Suarez didn't start, and it was a decent game. It was pretty good. I think we
Yeah.
started out. We didn't.
We started off well. Stroud scored the first goal.
Yeah, we were winning, and then
Yeah.
when Suarez came on to the field, it all went down.
4-2 or something, I think.
There's 3-1. So
3-1.
Stroud scored first, and then later in the first half, it was, I think, Campana is his name, scored one.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And then in the second half, in like 70th minute, it was 2 from Suarez back to back.
Yeah.
So,
That's probably happen again.
Yeah,
yeah, I can see
Probably.
that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a. I think we'll score a goal. Hopefully, I think Benteke is gonna
Yeah.
decide to go to the prime, back to his prime for at least a game and score a nice goal. I'm gonna say 3-1. Miami beats us 3-1.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll give it a 4-1.
Oh,
Let me go wild. I'll go 5.
Suarez versus Bartlett.
oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. Suarez versus Bartlett and Kai Rouse. Our back line.
That's if Kyros hasn't got a suspension again.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
And then it would be Tubbs.
Tubbs, yeah.
Tubbs, yeah.
I like Tubbs.
I like
like
Tubbs
I
too.
like Tubbs,
He
yeah.
reminds me of Donny Pines.
He does, yeah.
And speaking of Donovan Pines, who's I believe he's still a free agent.
Well, breaking news. Donny Pines is actually signed for Grazer AK in Austria.
Wow, I've not kept up on the Donny Pines news as I should have, but
Yeah,
that's
they
good for him.
used on that tweet. The first thing that I mentioned was his height.
Really?
Yeah,
Fair.
because he stands at what 6'5".
I think
I
he's.
think something like that. Yeah.
I think it's he's really tall.
Short ass. I'm 6'10". Just to kind of put it into perspective. So, yeah, but Donny Pines, he was a great player. Loved watching him play.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
His development over the last few years at DC was incredible to see. And the way he would be so excited every time he scored. He'd just be jumping around. Not knowing what to do.
He's just jumping around, moving his arms everywhere. He's just like,
Just those long legs.
yeah.
Just getting down there. His recovery skills were great. His first touch, probably like watching Andy on ice.
He didn't have the best like technical abilities, but he was that big, strong center back.
Yeah. And actually seeing him play for Barnsley over here in the UK was phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant to see that, and him getting a couple of goals whilst he was over here as well. So that's good. Yeah, glad that he's found a new club. Just wish he'd come back to us.
Yeah, I think he definitely help us a lot, especially with the it helps Benteke not being the only option in the box.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, imagine having Pines as a secondary striker to Benteke.
Be lethal on the corners.
Yeah,
anything going in the air to the box, lethal.
Oh, that would be good. We need that.
Yeah, maybe when he's in the future, maybe.
Yeah, in another universe.
Yeah. Well, so I think are you sticking with your 2-2 one, or are you going with your 5-1?
5-1. Yeah. Just thinking about it. Yeah, we're never going to win that.
Gotcha.
I'll get a point.
So we all give it a loss for the Inter Miami match, and then next match we go to New York. We're playing New York City FC at Yankee Stadium. We'll start off with James, what do you think?
Well, I hate when we play at Yankee Stadium because we never do well there.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think we're going to get trounced 4-1.
4-1.
Yeah, I just don't see us. We never do well there ever. Yeah, I don't think we've actually won at Yankee Stadium, and I just don't see that changing anytime soon.
Yeah. I think I want to give us a tie, but I genuinely don't think that's gonna happen because I want Barasa. I think he's gonna be on fire. It's his old club.
He did that. He was on fire last time when you at home. He made all the saves.
Mm-hmm. But is that enough to stop New York City FC? Because he can't do it all. He can't do everything. I think I'm gonna give it a 1-0 to New York City. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think we're gonna come. I think it's a weird one to say. I think we're gonna score and then they're gonna take it out with VAR. And then we're not gonna score again. I think considering our DC United's luck, I think we'll score. Yeah. We'll probably score first, and they'll take it away.
It'll be like the best sequence ever, and like somebody was like a hair offside, and they never do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it 1-0 New York City.
I will give it a 2-0 to New York City. I think same thing that you said. Barraza will be on fire. I think he'll make a lot of saves, but I think he'll start. I think it'll be 0-0 in the first half.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think somewhere around 60-minute hour mark, New York City will score 2 goals in the snap of a finger, like quick fashion goals. Barraza would obviously try his best, but you can't do it all on your own.
Can't do it all. And Barraza's another bright point I would say of the season. He wasn't. We started with June as the starter. It didn't go well. Where I know a lot of people definitely wanted him to do well. There was a lot of Troy definitely built a lot of hype around June, right? I like June. I think Olsen agrees with me that we like June as a player. We'd like to see him become the starter after Barraza's done his part. But Barraza's been doing great for us, and it just doesn't show with the stats and the line and the games because he can't do it all, like we've said. No goalkeeper can do it. No goalkeeper can't. Do everything.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure to put on June in his first season in the club to make him the number one when he doesn't speak the language as well. There's a lot of pressure to put on him, and I don't think Troy made the right decision on that.
I would have. I don't remember if we talked about it in a last episode or one of the previous episodes where we talked about where we would have preferred, June to start on the bench and get those, first off, learn the language because you need to, as a goalkeeper, you need to be able to speak to your line. You need to talk to your defenders because the goalkeeper has the best vision of the field, right? You see stuff that defenders don't see. So definitely, I would have taken him. I would let him have the time to develop as a player because he's still super young and develop as a player, learn the team, learn the dynamic, rather than just throwing him in there. It's just not, like you said, not the best move from Troy.
Yeah.
So he got off to a pretty decent start, but you could see it after some time that he just wasn't quite, I guess, not ready yet to take that role.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just MLS. You can start off well, and MLS is just no game is the same, no style of play is the same. So it's just you just never know what's going to happen. And I think Barraza's definitely has that experience with New York City FC. So definitely a better person I would have started. And clearly, as we see now, he has been doing better than June has. But yeah, so we all give it a loss on New York City FC, right?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. Going on to the next game is we play at home. We play Orlando. Olsen, what are your thoughts?
Tough one. Orlando, they're a good side. I believe they're 6th in the table. I still miss back when Rooney would haunt Orlando every single time he played, whether he was coaching or playing. Every time we played Orlando, we'd win with him. But I'm gonna be generous with this one. Actually, I'll give it a tie.
Tie.
I think something's telling me that we'll get a point out of it. It will be an undeserved point. I'll call it. I think Orlando's just gonna be all over us, but we're just out of nowhere just gonna score. I think they'll go up first. And late in the match, maybe around the 80-minute mark, we'll get an equalizer. Straight out of nowhere. Like they're gonna absolutely tear us apart, but they're just not gonna be able to get like a second or anything. And then out of nowhere, somebody will score. I'll give it to Pirani. He'll keep up his form. I'll say he gets the equalizer. But something's telling me we'll get a point out of that. I'm probably wrong, but
hey, it's okay. That's what we're doing. These predictions.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's going to be tough to score on Orlando, especially with the Peruvian goalkeeper who's on Pedro Galese. That guy's tough to score on.
Keeper.
Yeah. If you're going to score on him, it's going to have to be. It's either going to have to be top of, a great goal. It's going to have to be a screamer, or you're going to have to catch him off guard with a header from Benteke or something like that. So I'm going to give it. I'm trying to think what I want to give. I don't know if I'm going to give it a tie or a loss, or I don't know. We could win, but we probably not.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it I'm going to go 1-1, like you said, also.
Okay.
1-1. You've given you know what you said. You've given me some motivation and a spark.
Okay.
So that's I'm gonna be optimistic.
We'll end up getting proved wrong and they'll win like 5-0 or something.
Yeah.
I would love for us to win this game because I love the games against Orlando. They've always had some kind of spark in them.
Yeah.
Always had some, whether it's been a late goal or fiery or whatever. And I just remember, obviously, we've had that play. We've had Rooney's amazing free kick in Orlando.
Yes, I remember that one.
Didn't he also have that corner? He scored from the corner. Was
that was the free kick?
That was a free kick.
Yeah, it was by the corner flag. Then we had Orlando scoring late on us to win the game at Audi Field.
Yeah.
Remember the first game Rooney coached?
Games between the two.
Remember the first game Rooney coached us? Is that comeback win?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
there's always been something good happening in these matches. And if there's going to be a game that we can win this season, it's going to be this one.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna say this is the game we win this season.
We all got a good feeling about this game.
Okay, I like.
And I think I'm gonna go for a cheeky 3-2 win for us.
Oof, 3-2.
Okay, 3-2.
I think there's going to be some fire in this match. I think there's. I don't know why I'm seeing rain in this game. I think it's going to be a wet one, and the ball's going to be all over the place, and we're just going to get some great goals.
Yeah.
So, a 3-2 win. A Benteke, a Paglau, and a Pirani.
That's the 3 right there.
Yeah, that's the big 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I definitely
we'll win.
I hope that's the case. I hope we win 3-2. I hope we win. But yeah, so Olsen, I gave it a tie, and you gave it a win for that. I hope it's a win. Definitely do. And I think you're right. I think if this is a game to win, I think there's 2 games that we could win, and it's the Montreal and the Orlando. I definitely think that it's a tough team, but like you said, Orlando versus DC United is just there's been some crazy matches, right? So I think this one, you're right. I think this is the game to win. Next match. Do we even need to go over this one? It's Miami playing at home against,
Yeah. Messi will be back for that one.
Messi's going to be back for this one. So maybe they'll win 10-0.
Yeah.
That would not be crazy to see.
I think that's going to be 4-5-0.
4-5 now. I'm gonna. I don't know. Olsen, you go ahead. I need to think about this.
No, I'll give mine a 3-0 Miami. But I'll be a little generous.
Yeah.
Only 3. Only 3.
Yeah, I don't. I part of me just wants to be like DC's gonna win, but that's not gonna happen. I have to be realistic, right?
No.
The inside, I want to be like DC's gonna win this. We're gonna come out of nowhere and decide to be great. No. 4-1. 4-1. DC loses.
That's fair.
And I think we'll get a goal from. It's not even going to be one of. I doubt it's going to be from. It's going to be like a random player. Randall Lau is going to score when he comes.
Randall Lau.
It's going to be someone random we're not expecting to score.
Mm-hmm.
For those 10 minutes that he always likes to come on for.
Yeah. I think if he plays 10 minutes, he'll just out of nowhere. But now we don't know because we believe Rene Weiler should be on by this time. So maybe something changes. Maybe him. Different coach.
Oh, hopefully not the head of youth development continuing for much longer.
Yeah, and speaking of that, it feels like what he's doing. It reminds me of like what a lot of coaches do when you're like in high school or like in like small clubs where they want to get everybody playing time. Is what it feels like he's doing because he's made some changes where I'm like, why are we taking him out? Why?
Yeah.
It's like when he did well, but when he started Dotson against Columbus, that's what it was.
Yeah, Dotson.
Jared Dotson. He got an assist. I mean, that was good. But
that was good.
Before I was like, I wonder what his plan with that.
I feel like he's trying to like he's getting everybody to play so Rene Weiler can like see everybody. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean that actually maybe is what it is because playoffs are gone. That's not how. There's nothing to fight for. Just see what you can do.
Yeah. Well, all right. So we all predicted the loss against Inter Miami. Then we go back home to Audi Field playing against Philadelphia Union. Again, I think we all know what our predictions are going to be.
They're number one supporter shield.
Yeah.
This year, so
I'm just going to say 3-0 they win.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely scared about this one.
I'm starting to get in those flashbacks back to 2022, if you remember.
That's why I'm genuinely scared.
Yeah.
Me and Santi, we were at the game too.
Oh.
That was awful.
We don't need to bring that back. We'll be sad for the rest of the day now thinking of that.
But yeah, I can see us conceding 5 or more.
Yeah, their attack is good too. They got some good guys up front.
They've had a cracking season.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good season.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will give mine. I'll say 5-1 Philadelphia.
Who do you think is scoring for us then?
For us, I feel like it's kind of what you said. It's gonna be a random player.
Jordan Farr scores a goal. We've gone to the point where we're gonna put Jordan Farr in at striker just because.
That's not crazy. That's not crazy.
Why not?
I don't know. Give me a Jacob Murrow goal.
Okay, that's fair. I like that.
Philadelphia will be up like 4-0, and then
he's gonna come on.
They're gonna bring on a bunch of young guys, and then Murrow will score randomly. And then
what will happen? They'll come on like the 60th minute, couple of minutes in, he gets that goal, and you think, oh, there might be this on here. There might be something, and then no.
Which has been the case for the past. Not what was it the Charlotte match when we thought when we scored that one goal, thought we could have come back. No. And then the match after that was Columbus. I think we scored one.
The LA one too.
Yeah.
5 or 6-1 for me.
I'd like to see Jacob Murrow get a goal in, and I'd like to see him succeed.
Mm-hmm. Still young and developing, so
who knows? Maybe he develops to be the striker for DC United after Benteke is done. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know. Never know. I don't think so. I don't think so, but I would like to be proved wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right, next match we play at Audi Field. It's a 2:30 Eastern Time game.
Yeah.
Playing against Charlotte.
Yes, the one game that might allow my son to stay up and watch and be put through the misery that I go through every week. Now, this is the one game that the home team tends to do well in.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could do all right here. 1-1.
1-1.
1-1.
Okay.
I think if your son's watching, we're gonna win.
Yeah.
I think if he's watching, we're gonna win 2-0.
Oh, I would love that.
2-0. That'd be the first
clean sheet as well.
A clean sheet, first clean sheet win of the season, because we've had 4 wins. We've had 4 wins, right? All of them have been 2-1 wins, and the only clean sheets we have are 0-0.
Oh my word, that's a stat.
I think because your son's gonna be watching, it's gonna be his first time. He's
Beginner's luck.
beginners, yeah. Because this is what DC likes to do. Whenever you try to introduce someone good, DC actually ends up playing decent, and then it brings you in. Like with my girlfriend, I introduced her to DC United. Her first game, we ended up, I think we won, and then she was like, "Oh, I like this team." And now she doesn't even want to go to the games because she's like, "They're gonna lose."
Yeah.
So
mind a 2-0 win. That'd be lovely.
I think let's see here. Does he have a favorite player? Does your son have a favorite player? No.
No, yeah, he's not quite old enough to kind of figure out who his favorite player is yet. But
Gotcha. I think I'm gonna give it to Pirani. I think Pirani's gonna score 1. And who else? It's gonna be someone random again. It's gonna be someone. It's gonna be Pirani is gonna score the first one, or it's gonna be someone random first. Actually, I'm gonna give. Who'll be a random player?
Herrera?
That's true. Herrera could be a random player.
Yeah.
I was thinking Baji. As much as he's been struggling, Baji could.
Yeah.
So, what was that Messi? Was it Nashville?
Mm-hmm. I think right. Yeah.
1 goal, and all he had to do was just put it on target.
And then who's actually, you know what? I'm gonna not say Baji. I'm gonna say Cervania. I think he's out of nowhere because he had that open. We've talked about this so much in the past episodes. How he had that open goal. It was wide open.
Galaxy, yeah.
All he had to do was
once in a blue moon Cervania goal.
Yeah, put his foot on the ball. That's all he had to do, and not mess it up. And he did. So I think he's going to score. I think it's going to be the exact same scenario. Open net, and he's actually going to score.
That's not going to be a Savannah screamer.
So yeah, I'll say Cervania and Pirani goals.
Yeah. I'll give my prediction for the game. I'm going to say 3-1 DC. I say
you
guys kind of get. I think I genuinely. I think it kind of towards the end of. Sometimes towards the end of a season, we end up getting on good form. I'm saying it 3-1 right there. I think it's kind of how you said afternoon game. Different tone. I'll give Benteke a goal.
Okay.
I'll give Pirani a goal, and then I'll say Randall Ayala gets his first goal for TC. We went 3-1.
Okay.
I think Rene Weiler will sort of build some momentum at the very end of the season. And while we said before, we're gonna get destroyed by Miami and Philly. Those are kind of free passes. There's elite teams. Nothing you can do against them. But I think we can build something towards the end of the season.
I definitely think
it might not be like the best team in the world, but there's something positive.
Fair. I think once the Rene Weiler comes on, I think the team's gonna start oh crap, our jobs could be on the line here.
Have we even scored 3 goals in a game this season? I don't think we have.
That's a good question. Let's see.
I don't think we have, because we've just been 2-1 wins. The only time, only in the Open Cup when we had Charlotte.
Oh yeah, we don't
count the Open Cups though.
No.
That was extra time as well.
The most goals we've scored are
I think it's just been 2.
I know we have scored through. I know that was
Have
off on goal. Yeah.
Yeah, we've only scored 2 goals max, and we've either scored 2 or 1. Nothing more.
Yep, 2 is the max.
Yeah.
So I say we break that streak.
I hope so. Let's.
Charlotte's gonna get stunned. They're not gonna know what hit him.
Yeah.
And no, watch. They're gonna be in a push for the playoffs too, and we're gonna be the team that ruins it, and they miss it. We'll get revenge for what they did to us last year.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, that's really good. I really like that. All right. Last game of the season. Decision day for mostly every other club. It's the end of for us. It's the last game to end our miseries because we'll be in off season. We don't have to cry next week to watch more games. Atlanta plays. DC United play against Atlanta at Atlanta. 6 p.m. match. Saying 0-0.
It's going to be the dullest game in the world.
Sorry, they both play backup squad in this terrible football.
Yeah. There'll be nothing on the line, and it'll just be a boring 0-0 draw.
Yeah. I think I'll stick on with the 0-0. I think it's just going to be boring.
Honestly, I was thinking that too. I think we all kind of have the same idea here. There's nothing on the line. They're going to play backups. It's not going to be good football.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll score, and then they'll probably get taken away by a VAR.
Yep. It's like I said last time. It'll be like the best sequence you've ever seen, and somebody will be like a foot offside, and they never make that play again.
Yeah.
Seems about right.
Or the ball will cross the line, but because MLS doesn't have goal line technology, it'll be ruled out.
That's right. Probably.
That's a possibility, yeah.
All right. Well, those are our upcoming predictions for the rest of the DC United season. I think we could. I think it's all right.
Like 5 or 6 points in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we predicted. We said Montreal. Well, I said Montreal would win, and then we'd say Orlando we could win. So maybe we could get. Charlotte.
Yeah, usually Charlotte.
Yeah, okay, 9, 10, maybe 11. Well, that's quite positive, actually.
It's pretty positive. Yeah. I think we're definitely positive. It's probably going to end up in us getting maybe a point out of everything.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
Yeah. Definitely not against Inter Miami or Philadelphia, though. I don't know what I'll do if we beat Inter Miami.
No, what'll happen is we'll beat Inter Miami, but get hammered by Montreal.
That sounds so.
That sounds very
definition of DC United. It's
basically how our last win is. Like we beat Cincy 2-1, one of the best teams, and then we go to mid-table. We end up face mid-table Chicago, and they just hammer us 7-1.
Yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
I was at that game watching that 7-1, and I said, "Oh,
yeah, I was too."
Yeah, I stayed up for that one.
It's a bad game. I was actually sitting. I could see near. They changed my seats so I could, and I was near the DC box where Ali McKay was sitting. I could see. Every single time we'd get scored, I'd look over and see his reaction. And after the first 3 goals, I never saw him again after that. I think he went inside and just was there.
Yeah, don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him. All right. Well, we will continue with United Chat after these quickly sponsored messages. Are you enjoying the podcast? If so, hit subscribe or follow us on our Instagram socials. Our Instagram is at DC United Latest on Instagram, or you can also follow our United Weekly podcast Instagram at United Weekly. The DC United Latest Instagram is your number one spot to get the latest news on anything having to do with DC United. Everything that we talk about on this podcast is actually posted on there first, so go ahead and give us a follow on there.
Hey, I'm James from DC UK. If you want to come and follow me on any of the socials, I'm on Twitter at DC United Kingdom. I'm on Instagram at DCUKFC, as well as Facebook as well. And on Blue Sky, DCUnitedKingdom.com. So please come and follow. You can hit the website up, DCUnitedKingdom.com, and follow me there as well. So wherever you see us, I've got the YouTube channel as well, so I do watch longs and I do a podcast. And if that on YouTube is at DC United Kingdom, keep it nice and simple. See you there.
And we're back. Thank you to those sponsored messages. Go ahead and give us a follow and give DCUK James a follow as well. Now we're going on to our next segment, my favorite segment, Olsen's favorite segment, United Chat. Basically, it's chat. It's our chance that we get to connect with you guys, the followers, the listeners, the viewers from our Instagram, YouTube, on Spotify as well. If you are interested in sending in a question, you can send us a question to our DMs at any time, and we'll answer them. We'll answer it on the podcast, or you can check out our stories, both the United Weekly Podcast, Instagram, as well as the DC United Instagram. We post a story asking for you guys to send us your questions, and you can do it like that as well. All right, Olsen, do you want to get us started?
I will. So our first question comes from a DC United club member. He actually sent us a question last time, so
Nice.
2 episodes in a row, from Daniel Ramos. He asked, if you could go back in time and change the result of one DC United match, what would it be?
Just one?
Yeah, just there's a lot you could think of, but
I've already got mine.
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
Let's hear it. Yeah.
That Columbus Crew playoff match.
That's what I had in mind too.
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked to Santi about this before. I feel like if we could have gotten past that match, we could have gone all the way to MLS.
We could have.
Yeah, I would think exactly the same. That run that we had at the end of the season after Rooney joined, and the run that we had as soon as Audi Field opened up, that was just
we were at Audi Field every single week, and we had like 5-6 wins in a row towards the end of the season.
I think it was 8 in the end.
Really,
it was. Yeah, it was phenomenal, and I think if we got through that playoff match, I would totally agree. We'd have gone on to MLS Cup and we'd be talking about DC United being a completely different team right now.
Yeah.
Just to think that one game could have
changed everything.
That's my answer as well. To think what could have been, basically. What could have been.
If Rooney and Lucho hadn't missed their penalties.
Oh, I feel like as soon as the penalty started and I saw Rooney miss his, I was like, oh, this is not going to go.
This is not going our way. Yeah.
Nope. This is the one penalty you could not miss.
I think it was Zach Stefan in goal as well.
Yeah, it was Zach Stefan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Went crazy.
Well,
yeah. I mean, that'll have to be mine too. I guess I'll give a different one. It is not as major circumstances, but last year's decision day against Charlotte. When we were in position to make the playoffs and lost 3-0, then they had the whole Orlando-Atlanta situation. Just nothing went our way that night. And if we made the playoffs, we weren't going to go anywhere. But it still would have been nice to say finally made it this year.
Yeah. Who knows? Could have been a little Cinderella story.
Yeah,
you need to change a full match. You could just change one decision, and that is the stupid handball that was given in the Orlando-Atlanta match.
Yeah.
Which wasn't a handball.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, because I wasn't at the game, but I've heard stories of people who were at the game, and they were like losing 3-0, and then they saw that Orlando had equalized, and they were like, F you, we're making the playoffs anyway. And they saw it got disallowed, and they're like, well, dang.
Yeah, I was watching it on. I had the DC match on, and I had both games on at the same time, and I'm watching. And I'm like, so obviously we got beat, and I was like, right, whatever. Then I was watching that one. I was like, we can still be in the playoffs here. We could be in the play-in match.
I was actually at that game, the DC game, and the stadium, the supporter section actually started celebrating.
Yeah,
they started celebrating, and it was all hype. And then it got disallowed, and it was like like in those movie scenes where like everyone gets a text message, and they check their phones. You could just look around the stadium, everyone's down looking at their phones, especially in the Chico stand. Everyone was just looking, and they started celebrating, and clearly that wasn't how it ended up. But thank you, Daniel Ramos, for sending that question, and thank you for being a DC United club member. If you want to be a club member, just go ahead and send us a DM. It's completely free. It's a group chat where you get to chat to me, Olsen, and I. You can get our take on anything, and you can chat to fellow DC United supporters. My question. Let's see. This question was brought from one of our DC United latest followers. They did not want to be shouted out. Let's see. Where is it? How has Christian Benteke's role evolved since the beginning of the season?
Not a question. Well, I'll start. I think that he has not met the expectations. Obviously, he's dealt with injuries and getting older and stuff. At the beginning of the season, we were all like, he's going for another golden boot. Or, at the beginning of the season, I didn't expect another golden boot, but I would say I expected somewhat close. Like
at least a good general season, right?
Yeah. And he's dealt with injuries and aging and all that, so you can't blame him. But he hasn't lived up to it.
No, it's his role has changed from being target man to target man in the physio room.
Mm-hmm. He's gone from the number one leader in the locker room to he's still somewhat there, but he's not carrying the team on his back like he would before.
No, exactly.
We've seen all of these glimpses from Pirani and Peglau and everybody else.
Yeah, and then speaking of Benteke, I don't know if you saw this, James, but he posted on his story almost, and he posted a picture of himself and he said, "Keep going or give up. Either way, it's a choice." On his story, and I was talking to as soon as I saw that, I sent a message. I shot a message over to Olsen, and we just were like, "What does this mean?" It's a little
bit cryptic.
Yeah, it's like.
Could mean a lot of different things.
Could mean a lot of different things. Is this because of all the sell the team stuff and he's just like tired of the fans not? I don't know. I don't know what it could be.
It could be a case of that he's saying, "I'm going to keep going. Doesn't matter what, I'm going to keep going." And that's a great message to hear. If you look at it in that aspect, it's a fantastic message.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be how I would want to spin it. Is he's going to keep going no matter what?
Yeah, I hope that's the case.
But there was that rumor that came out of Poland that he's on his way to Poland. I don't know whether you guys have seen that.
I have to take a look at that. I haven't really seen much of Benteke's stuff.
No, it's only been a single rumor, but it's apparently from a source that has gotten a lot of the Polish transfers correct. And yeah, he's off to Poland with a 2-year deal with an optional third.
Well, I'll have to take a look into that, and
yeah, it's an interesting one. But yeah, I think for me,
definitely interesting.
I think Benteke has just had a difficult year. Too many injuries. He's not been able to gather a good run of form in.
No, he hasn't.
I think it's
tough because I know he wants to succeed. He wants to help DC United, succeed. It's just tough. It's the injuries, you can't really. Just got to deal with it, which is unfortunate for him because I think if he didn't have the injuries he's had this season, I think he would have been a lot better. He would have been not last year great, but I think he'd definitely help. I think this season would be a lot different.
Yeah, I think it's tough to be known as the player who got the golden boot yet didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, that is tough.
Yeah,
I remember seeing all the comments about him getting the golden boot, and he's like, everybody's like, "Wow, I can't wait to see what he's going to do in the playoffs."
Yeah, and then
yeah. Oh
well, thank you to the person that sent that question in. Olsen, do you want to go ahead with your next question?
Yeah, this one comes from another DC United latest club member, Diego Perez. He said that Montreal just recently beat the New England Revolution 3-1. He asked, "Is there any chance that we win that game?" I think he's talking about the New England game because, well, they just got hammered by Montreal. It was supposed to be worse than us. I think we did talk about predictions earlier, but I actually didn't even know that just happened recently. So it doesn't change my perspective a whole lot on it, but I still think we can. Wouldn't be out of the ordinary.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it changes the fact that about the result. I still think we're not going to win.
Yeah.
If anything, it just means that New England are going to be more focused than they would have been before.
Yeah.
To make sure it doesn't happen twice.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Actually, that's a fair point.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I'm with James on that one. I don't think it's going to change. It's not. I think my prediction is going to stay the same in terms of that.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Maybe it'll be a worse loss, just like you said. New England's they don't want to lose to the current wooden spoon. They're definitely not going to want to lose to, another wooden spoon contender, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you. Was it Diego Perez?
Yes.
Thank you, Diego Perez, for sending that question in. Thank you for being a part of the DC United Ladies Club. Next question coming from one of our followers from the United Weekly account, actually. If you were running the club for a day, what would you change first? Now, this is a very good question. I think we've had a question kind of like this before, but not the for a day one, because you can only do so much in one day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Submit the paperwork for a roof on Audi Field.
Okay, I like that.
I don't want it actually.
Because that was something that should have happened. That was we reported on it I don't know how long ago, but that is true. They want to put a roof on Audi Field to make it more, and I'm all for that. That'd be pretty cool.
I would, yeah.
It definitely make Audi Field look more modern and you can feel the atmosphere too.
Yeah, I mean the amount of atmosphere that gets lost because there's nothing there to trap it in.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the original renderings of the stadium, that looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at what we got, and not to set this Audi Field, it is actually a really good stadium from a fan's perspective because it doesn't matter where you are in the stadium, you've got a great view.
Yeah,
there's not a bad seat in that house at all.
Mm-hmm.
There really isn't. You've got great angles no matter where you are.
Yeah,
and I think from that aspect, it's a great stadium. But compared to what we could have had with a roof,
the roof would have been great. It would have been really good.
Yeah. You look at the great stadiums across the world that have the best atmospheres, like of Anfield. As much as I hate to say it, St. James's Park at Newcastle, Old Trafford's ish when it's not falling to pieces. I mean, even Goodison Park of Everton.
Yeah.
No, actually, they're moving the stadium, but those kind of stadiums that generate the really good atmospheres, they've all got roofs, and I think we are missing out on that.
Yeah, definitely. So that's a great thing because that helps if you think about it, that also helps the players because it's not going to be as, in terms of weather and temperatures, it's not going to be as hot. We're not going to have the sun glazing down on the players. And also, if you think about it, the supporters group, the atmosphere helps the players, and it's going to sound louder. It's going to sound better than how it is now, right?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that answer. Olsen, what would you do?
That was not my first thought, but I definitely, now that I hear it, I would have to agree with that. All the aspects, everything that it would improve. I think that'd be the best move, to be completely honest.
My answer, I'm gonna be a little different. The thing I would do for the first day is I'd find a way to stay on forever. And not I'd find a way to be there longer. Maybe figure out a way to do that.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, that's what I would do. And then I'd go into getting some more players in, more experience, more, just better players. Bring in that new, Ned Weiler. I don't think I'd change the coach because I don't know much about him. But I'd probably just keep him in there just to see how he works and everything. And we'll go from there. I would definitely try to find someone to help Benteke not be the only option that we have.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about it. Finding that striker.
Mm-hmm. We have talked about it in previous episodes.
Yeah. Thank you for putting that question in. That was definitely a great question. You've had some really good questions. That's a really good one. Also, I think you had one more.
Yeah, one last one. And it is from yet another DC United Latest Club member, Theo Nekopoulos. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But he said, what position is the biggest need at the moment, and what realistic player would you like to see us get at that position? That is a tough one because there's a wide variety.
It's another tough question.
I think, I think we need to start everything right now. Because we're the worst defense and second to worst attack right behind Austin, they just kicked us. So
yeah,
we really need everything. But maybe I'd say defense probably number one right now. Probably maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd like to go back to the Lasada ball where we'll score one more than you kind of style.
Yeah,
I liked it. I didn't like what happened off the field, but entertainment, it was great. And right now, I don't feel entertained.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch a game and you're going to get beat, at least be entertained getting beat. So I would want another out-and-out goal scorer.
Yeah, and we've definitely talked about that in previous episodes. I mean, it's honestly about somebody that can make, I guess, plays up top other than Benteke.
Yeah,
somebody has another threat. Because Benteke, he just got aerial threat and clinical. He's a clinical finisher, but we need somebody else who can, I guess, has pace and can be, good passing and good dribbling and skills.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, a guy who can
versatile striker.
Exactly, a guy who can dribble across past defenders and just and score a banger from wherever, Yeah. And I think that's where I would lead towards another striker who can help aid Benteke up there. But
who?
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough. They're gonna have to do a lot of searching.
Not a lot of really any new rumors recently, just because
especially because the coach
is in.
Yeah.
With Troy, we had Patrick Cutrone from Como, a veteran seasoned striker, who's pretty good. That would have been nice to see. I definitely think he has that style of play that we were talking about.
Yeah.
But again, probably not going to happen because this new coach has different views, different ideas, right? So, but that's a good question.
Yeah. Thank you for sending that question. And another DC United Latest Club member again sent either DC United Latest or United Weekly Podcast account a DM asking to be added to the group. It's completely free. You can talk with other DC United fans, and get takes from me and Santi. And also, you can get early access to any news that will be posted to the DC United Latest account, and clips that will be posted on the podcast account. So if you're interested, send us a DM. We'll add you right in there.
Yep, that's true. Olsen's right. Latest news, you get the first news. We send a chat into the group chat before we post anything. So latest news, and then you get to see little clips of the podcast before they're posted and before on Wednesday. All right, this is the last question that I have. I feel like it's a good question. Which 3 words best describe DC United season so far?
I don't think these are not going to be very fun words.
No, they're not.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. That's a good one.
Could be worse.
It could be worse.
Olsen, what about you?
I guess I could say the same thing. Could be worse. I wouldn't. There's not really any other phrase, I guess, that comes to mind. It is sad to say that it could be worse, despite how bad it is. I mean, we've said it before in countless episodes. It's you look at our situation and how bad it is, and it's rough to say and realize that it could be worse somehow.
Yeah,
it's been worse, and other teams have it worse.
Yeah. So we looked back earlier. We're not doing as bad as 2013.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad now. Imagine how it felt back then. But we won a trophy.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
we won the Open because
So is it actually worse than 2013 then?
That's a debate. That's a good debate topic. Because
I at first I thought it was gonna be like another kind of thing like that where we went on the Open Cup run.
Yeah.
And just do terrible in MLS, but that fell apart too. We all know what happened. I don't think I have to get into details.
Yeah. So is it actually worse than 2013?
Yeah.
That could be another worse. Another 3 words. Worse than 2013? Question mark.
Worse than 2013.
Yeah.
I'll say mine. I'm gonna say very, very bad.
No other way to put it.
Very, very bad. That's my words. That's just how it's. I definitely like the could be worse one. That's definitely a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this season's just not been it, and the past couple seasons have not been it, and we need to find something for the team, to succeed in the future.
Yeah. This decade has not been it.
Has not. And to think what could have, we talked about what moment we'd have changed, and that moment, if it changed, if it was different, maybe we'd be looking at, we'd be the same team, a better team,
Yeah.
Because winning the MLS Cup brings in money, brings in players, brings in fans, which then more fans, more people come to the stadium, more money, everything. And who knows, maybe we'd have a roof on the stadium by now if we won that.
Yeah, maybe.
We really could have.
We could have.
That's really sad to think.
But yeah. So that wraps up the United chat. Thank you to everybody who sent those questions in. Like Olsen said, send us a DM if you want to send us a DM, or check out our stories beforehand if you have any questions to send us in. Thank you for that. And now we are on to Olsen's favorite segment. Just kidding. The last segment of the episode, Olsen's MLS rundown. Olsen, why don't you get us? Go ahead.
Well, usually I start with the Eastern Conference, but I'll give it a change. To start with the West this time around.
Switching it up.
Top 3 have remained the same: San Diego, Vancouver, Minnesota. They're, again, I said it last time, they're pretty far above fourth place Seattle. 6 points is the difference between third and fourth. So that kind of is solidified. The top 3 are separated by just 2 points, so that'll be a good thing, a good battle to look out for. First in the West. But after Minnesota, Seattle, Portland, LAFC, Austin, who just recently beat us. The play-in spot is Real Salt Lake, Colorado, and currently out the playoffs. San Jose, Houston, Dallas, SKC, St. Louis, and LA Galaxy. I don't think anything's changed there. Back to the Eastern Conference, you have Philly number 1. First in the Supporter Shield. Eastern Conference is a powerhouse this year and going crazy on a different level. But then after Philly, you got Cincy, who was our last win, Nashville, Columbus, Miami, Orlando, Charlotte, play-in, New York City, Chicago, and out the playoffs, Red Bull, New England, Toronto, Atlanta, DC, Montreal. That is your MLS rundown as of, I think, they're about 25 matches in for most teams.
Yep. And that is before the next set of matches that comes, when we're playing New England Revolution. So thank you, Olsen, for that MLS rundown. And that's going to conclude this episode. This episode, we didn't think it was going to be a long one, but
we were talking about before. We thought this was going to be one of the shortest ones, but it turned out that we got the longest episode yet.
But yeah, I think this is my favorite episode that we've done so far. Thank you, James, for coming on the show. It was definitely.
Welcome. I'm glad to have been a part of the favorite episode so far.
Yeah, definitely. It was really nice to hear from you and your story about being from the United Kingdom, and your story how Jaime Moreno coming to DC United is what kind of started that fandom. And it's good to hear that there are fans coming from the UK, and so the more the merrier. Hopefully the team can actually perform so we can get more. But yeah, Olsen, do you have anything you want to say?
Just again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, James. We appreciate being able to talk to you and hearing your thoughts and your story on being a DC United fan overseas. and how you sort of built a community over there. That is very nice to hear. That there are fans of us all around the world. But yeah, thank you. Thank you to everybody that's watching as well. We appreciate it all. You make a difference. Yeah.
James, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on.
Of course.
It's been a blast. Really nice to actually chat to fellow DC United fans and getting to know you guys, and good luck with the podcast because you're doing some really good stuff.
Thank you. We appreciate that. And we'll definitely, we'll probably we'll see about maybe getting you back on here later on. And, it was great meeting you, great getting to know you.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody watching. Make sure to give us, if you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe. If you're watching on Spotify, follow us. Like, comment, hit the notification bell, follow our socials. Please follow DC United Kingdom on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I believe you said Blue Sky.
Blue Sky as well, yes.
Yeah. Go ahead and give James a follow. And yeah, that's it for us. And we'll see you guys next episode. Peace.